What's happening? So I wanted to make a video today from a few things that I noticed, mostly just today. And I think it comes down to the fear of losing. And I think there's some quote out there, the fear of losing is stronger than the fear of actually, taking like the actual risk of a specific trade. And there's a few examples today of, myself kind of realizing, the speed bump that I think that I've been at for the last few weeks, not taking, hitting any big, large trades, is that for some reason, and it's only recently, probably because of the choppiness of the market that we've been in, I've been just more apt to taking gains, immediately. So one of the things I noticed was, I have great entries. I have the trade pretty much thought out in my head. Here's what's going to happen. Here's where I'm risking, and here's everything. I even kind of said today on this Vringo where I started in, I added, and I added again. I put a specific line that I said, I don't want to touch this trade unless it, my stop is going to be 225, And I had been up as on this 250 break, and there was no real reason for me to sell it, other than the fact that, I had held it for almost, 3 hours? Something like that. And maybe I just got sick of holding it. I don't know what it is. But once it made the move that I was kind of, the initial move, I kind of was like, I'm just going to take profits, take it off, and move on. And that's what I did. Full well knowing that, the 250 break was what I was anticipating. And had I not even been in this trade early, I feel like I would have started in right here versus selling here, which is very weird because, I fully expected this to maybe make a move towards 3 today. I had enough size that it would have been pretty profitable, would have been a great trade, And then 5 minutes later, it does the one move that if it would have done while I was in it, a 20-cent candle, I would have literally just taken that, set a hard stop, back down here at 550 and just walked away for the rest of the day and let it do what it's going to do. And I would have been perfectly happy with that. Had I have been wrong and it broke back under, that would have been a completely different story. But the fact that I sold out there, it kind of bugs me, kind of annoys me. And I think it's a psyche thing that when you are in a trade, the fear of actually missing out and the fear of losing on a trade inhibits you from making the smarter decision of what you should be doing. And I did this a few times today. Vringo, I did it once. LNG, I did it once. On this gigantic parabolic, the second I entered it, I was like, I feel like I got the dead top. But I was quick to say, maybe I don't have it. My gut instinct was, I got it. This is it. This is the top. It's going to be a good trade. And 1 minute, my brain kind of just said, no, you know what? Lately, I've just been making some crappy decisions. Lock it in, take it off, forget about it. And that was not my intention. I don't intend to enter a stock that's doing this for a 1 minute trade. I wouldn't have felt as bad if I had, maybe waited 5 minutes, but the fact that I covered it within a minute just, I wouldn't say it's frustrating. It went against my entire trade plan for the reason that I got into it. I was full well willing to risk, basically a buck on this, that if I was wrong. But, I got a good entry, and as soon as it slammed down a little bit, I just said, yeah, take it off, take the money and run. I should have not taken my eye off it because I should have added back into here, but such is trading. And my thought process for entering this entire trade on LNG was kind of twofold. I had noticed that natural gas or UGAS or whatever it is, it started to, kind of peak out, and LNG runs pretty much on that. So I was like, well, you know what, it's my ideal trade would be to cover this right at VWAP. So basically a $2 move, almost perfectly, or $1.50, whatever. But the fact that I covered it so quickly and so soon, it goes against everything that I kind of trade for. So, I guess my point on the fear of missing out is that, or not the fear of missing out, the fear of losing is so powerful in my mind right now, and I have no idea why. There's got to be something that, you know, you can do to kind of get this away from it, you know. I had some pretty good trades, and there was no reason for me to do this. I could have just said, you know, let this go, and if I'm wrong, so be it. But on the flip side, when I actually do that and I just let it go, those are the ones that they crush me. And then I get pissed off the rest of the day. You know, I took this dumb trade, yada, yada, yada. But, you know, and I'll show another one was on Nugget. You know, I had a perfect plan on this trade, and, you know, I didn't take it. I had a few good ones. This one was sucked. That one was kind of just, you know, I don't want to get in. And then there were two other ones that were really decent entries, you know, almost spot on. You know, I said, you know, I'm risking it. Basically 62.50s, it slammed down immediately. Take that. There's no reason to wait, especially on this name. And then again, on that one, you know, there's no reason that I wouldn't want to take a dollar move in 2 minutes. You know, it's kind of ridiculous to not do that. But the one that bugged me the most was right here. I had a trend line drawn pretty much right across here. And I saw it break. I saw it break again, and that's when I added in. And there was no real reason other than the fact that when I drew this line, you know, it broke out of that channel. So I, you know, immediately just said, and I didn't have, and the thing was I didn't have a plan. I should have full well just risked up to 59s. I didn't, and I took it off immediately, kind of knowing and anticipating that that break would provide probably another dollar move. So I got really upset. I didn't even chase it down. Didn't chase it down, and then I chased it down. Actually, I think that was a long. Actually, yeah, that was a long scalp. But you know, I did that a few times today, where you know, I didn't allow it to trade out the way that I expected. So I think the way that it comes back to is, you know, have a set risk, and then maybe move that risk up. So, especially if you're struggling. I'm not really struggling. I mean, it was a green day, but there were just a few trades that really bugged me, and those three were the ones. The other trades that I really had, I didn't really want to do a review, but I might as well, was CRDC. Wow, I didn't even notice this at the end of the day. That sucks. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this tomorrow. You know, I entered this, and I had some good ads. You know, I think I had 1,000. And as soon as it breaks out, I sell it. I don't know why. Again, you know, I should have just put it on the back burner, put a stop somewhere, and said, you know what, I just leave. Let it do its thing. Those are sometimes the best trades, and that's where I found a huge success was, you know, as soon as it made the first initial move, I literally walked away from my computer for like 3 hours. Let it do its thing, because I knew that if I was initially right for a good amount of time, I'm probably going to be right in the overall trade that I'm taking. And I think that's a big skill that I have, is when I take a trade, it's for a reason. And I mean, sometimes it's obviously wrong, but it's that confirmation of being correct that, you know, I shouldn't just get rid of it as soon as it did the one thing that I expected. And that's what I'm doing a lot lately. So obviously that's something to work on. And, you know, something to, I'd say, get a little bit better at. I traded this buy, I think, twice today. Maybe once. I don't know. I think that was a boredom trade. I just kind of said, hey, market's way up. And I took, what was it, 40 cents? I don't know. So, some small amount. And those are really the only other ones. CJES. That was a loser. LNG Nugget. SPY. Still stuck some UDF. Oh well. But I think that's the main thing is, you know, these three trades, you know, Vringo did exactly kind of what I expected. And if you look at this chart and the CRDC chart, they kind of look the exact same. If you notice, like, kind of the base and perk, I did the same thing on both, you know. I sold it as soon as it made its first initial move. So, you know, obviously I think that it's not an issue of patience, it's an issue of letting the trade work. and not being afraid to lose. I think if I kind of come tomorrow not afraid to lose on a good entry of a trade, I'm just going to take it, walk away, maybe set a hard stop somewhere, I don't know, and kind of go from there. So definitely some things I think I need to figure out. Not that I'm trading bad, I think I've only had 3 red days this month, but it's such some of the trades that I've been taking are so good, I don't let them do, this is another, $500 that I just let not happen. So it's kind of frustrating, but so be it. And come tomorrow, trying to work this out. There's a few things I'm watching. I have some VPCO from 0015. It's an OTC now. Absolutely destroyed from, I think, just warrant conversions. Go away, dogs. And, I think this got a potential to go back to at least maybe a penny. Not being overly optimistic, but I've seen these things do crazier things, and the fact that it was 90 cents doesn't have to bounce, could go right back to 0. But you never know. So that's something I've got along on. Weight Watchers, I'm going to watch that tomorrow. Interesting spot, I think, on 16s. See if it breaks, see what it does there. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot. So hope you guys have a good night.